American children are being labeled as terrorists in the United Slaves of Abduction, a third world country. What a surprise. What a surprise. The United Slaves of Abduction that has more people held in captivity than China. And yeah, I mean, on the low end of China's estimates as far as how many people they actually execute each year, say 4,000. On the high end, it's 10. But I mean, Milton Friedman in the 1980s said that as a result of the slavery, and I'm not going to directly say what it is because that would be like saying, you know, we're killing Jews in Nazi Germany, and then if you're in Nazi Germany, everybody's going to be like, yeah, we're killing Jews, you know what I mean? You got to be more generalized. You got to be like, we're killing innocent people. And then leave evidence, like, so for this video in the description, you can go through and look at the description, and then go and see, you know, this is actually, yes, the evidence of what's going on, but I'm not going to sit here and say some victimized class of people for you to sit there and justify mass murder and enslavement. You know what I mean? And, you know, as a result of the slavery and the abduction, it causes 10,000 people to die a year due to just homicide. That's a direct result. And, you know, that's a lot. And so you could say, well, we're even with China. I guess we're just as bad as they are. No, China has over 1 billion more people than we do. And so if you look at mass murder on a scale of 10,000 people per year and multiply it by 4, I guess you could say we're 4 times worse than China is in terms of mass murder. But in terms of mass enslavement, oh, we're way ahead of China. I mean, we got 30% more of their overall prison population held in captivity, with a quarter of the population. I mean, it's a joke! I mean, what can we say anymore? I mean, what do we do anymore? What do we say, you know? I guess we just lose our minds in public and you know, and just be like, you know, and so I guess, you know, that's what it was all about, man. You know, I mean, it was all free and we're free, you know, and I mean, you know, what frustrates me the most is, you know, people like John A. Logan, who really fought and died to end slavery, you know, and I mean, just the war stories. I mean, you go to loganmuseum.org and just look at his biography. I mean, just the war stories, you know, of going into battle, being shot through the shoulder, having the wound bandaged up and going back into the battle, and then getting shot again, and then, I mean, man, resign from the Senate to go in as a general and do that. Golly, you're a badass! You know what I'm saying? And you desecrate this country's heritage. You desecrate this country's heritage. You know what I mean? I mean, you just desecrate it. You know what I mean? And your countries are really, Jack, in my opinion, was what I always felt about it. You know, just a third world country, just a third world country, just a third world country. We're way worse off. Way worse off. You know, and I mean, just in terms of the overall enslavement alone. You know, then you look at the fact the entire monetary system has been consolidated and monopolized on paper. You know, we're just a way gone country. Just a way gone country, you know. Gold standard's gone. Just print up money just to infinity. Print paper to infinity, you know what I mean? Gas is $3.50 a gallon. You know, minimum wage is $7. So you work half of an hour just for a single gallon of gas. This probably only gets you about 20 miles. I mean, the economy is screeching to a halt. The society is screeching to a halt. The culture is screeching to a halt. Every single thing is ruined in this country. And the people are just walking around with their pants around their ankles and just mumbling. And I mean, it's a sick joke, man. It's a sick joke. And you know, it's just, it's just a mess. And I try not to get upset, because when you get upset, you can't really think straight. You can't think clearly. And this is some good beer. This is really some good beer. Seasonal. It's only got 4% alcohol in it. It's pretty good. Anyways, Ruby Redbird had a good day of working today, but it wasn't like a thing that really naturally would have happened. I mean, I'm having to work my ass off and have lost everything. You know what I mean? Lost everything in my life. All my money is gone. Everything I ever created in my life has been destroyed for mass murder and enslavement. Can you believe it? Yes! I can believe it! It's going on! And just the infantile state of the average. I just can't, I don't know. I think I'm at a loss of words here. I don't know what I'm pissed off about. You know what I mean? All I know is I'm pissed, And it's just like, it gets crazy sometimes just being in my head, because I'm like, dude, what am I mad about? You know what I mean? It's like I've been screwed up so bad in this lost place. Just this wasteland. This lost wasteland. And it is. It's lost, man. Sometimes it's really hard to keep your head up when you're going through all this kind of stuff. I'm grateful to the stars in the sky that I have just a little bit of peace of mind that I got, and sanctity of sanity. Not using the same consonants too many times. It doesn't have to be poetry. You just need to say it. It's difficult, man. Sometimes it's difficult just to keep yourself from going into bitterness. You know what I mean? And bitterness, man, is like it's not good. And like once you're in it, it's like a mire. You know what I mean? And it just drowns your spirit. Man. And there's just too much going on in this society. It's like in Nazi Germany when they round up Jews and take them to the extermination camp. A lot of them would just lay down, and there's actually, I've seen the footage of it, and they would just lay down, and they would just get a blank look across their face, and they would just be gone. And that's when you reach hopelessness. You know what I mean? The story was about this guy, and he wanted to get out of the camps, and he told everybody, "I'm getting out of here," and he got out. But you have to have you have to have discernment, first of all, because you have to know that, hey, this is bad. You know what I mean? Got to avoid that. Like I say, I'm grateful. You know what I mean, for the amount of knowledge that I've been able to obtain to help me guide myself a little bit through this kind of stuff. And if you do the right thing, try to pursue the right thing. If it is right, I believe that the universe will reward you for that. You can call it what you want, but anyways, there's no point in really talking about this, but if you have discernment, it's like what the Bible says. It says in, I think, Proverbs or Psalms, that something about I need to get back into that, but something about a destroyed country, but a man with discernment will see it through, or something like that, And that's where we're at, and it's where we're at really in terms of just the amount of enslavement and mass murder that's going on. Holy crap. It takes a lot, man. It shouldn't take this much, I don't think. I don't. I really believe that the people who died for this country wanted us to have a better life, Not all this, man. It didn't have to be like this. And all this fighting and struggle just to maintain your sanity and all that, man, I just don't think it was supposed to be like this. And it's just rotten, man. You look at the technology and everything, in the face of that, you'll destroy everything. It's disgusting. disgusting. You know? And sometimes I just want to start smiling and kind of like shrug it off a little bit, man, because it's a lot. It's a lot. You go through these impulses and stuff. You know, I just don't care. You know, I really don't care what you think because you're lost. You know, I'm trying not to be dead, really. I mean, I'm 29 years old. I'll be dead soon enough, I guess. Within 50 years, life is short, you know. Granted, you've maintained that truth in reality. I mean, technology hasn't allowed us to live any longer in the last few years. Lifespan's been getting shorter. And, you know, the main point of the story is it doesn't have to be like this, you know. I mean, it really just doesn't have to be like this. It shouldn't be like this, you know. I mean, we really should be just so far above it. You know what I mean? I mean, look at technology alone, man. 200,000 times over in the last 20 years. You got to get your ass out of this shit, man. It can't go down like this. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be like this. Enslave and mass murder everybody. Destroy the fucking rule of law. Excuse my language. Monopolize everything. Consolidate everything. Soon enough, we're all going to be dead. And we're dying right now. I mean, there's bisphenol A leaching into the. I mean, you don't have a choice but to be a dignified human being. You don't have a choice. You don't. You don't. You don't have a choice, man. I mean, I'm trying to tell you right now you don't have a choice. Okay? You look at how much plastic is in the ocean right now. It's called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And then you read a report from Iron Mountain, how in the 1960s they all sat down and said, let's maintain a high level of pollution. That way it'll keep society in dismay and we can have power over it. Because we don't want people getting the idea that things work around here. That's dangerous, man. We're all going to fucking die because of that shit. The ocean's full of plastic. Everything's dying right now, man. It's not a joke, man. It's not even anything to play with anymore, man. We are seriously right now just, I mean, it's not even, dude, it's just not a game anymore, man. It's not a game anymore. You've got to get things in order. You've got to observe the rule of law. And that doesn't mean any law you pass in existence must be maintained. That means that the Constitution, which is just a basic set of principles we must live by that maintains all of our lives. Because you know what? If we can't observe something that is neutral and just observes your rights, my rights, everybody's got something going on here. We're all going to win. You got competition's going to drive things forward, incentivize innovation, keep things moving forward. Because what happens whenever you let people get in power and get more and more power, they get diluted, they become neurotic, they become removed from reality. Okay? Whenever that starts to happen, dangerous decisions are made. It's not anything that can be afforded. Okay? It's really not. And just to even have that conversation, it just insults me, man. It's like I thought so much more of this country. I gotta get through this. I can't do this video anymore, but because I've been all my videos can't be any longer than 15 minutes now, because I appealed copyright restrictions made on my account. I don't have the energy to even talk about this right now, but just understand that I can't do the video any longer than 15 minutes. Okay? And golly. That's it.